There are some moments in time, though, that series, Jerry, when it exploded over here for us,
yes,
was extraordinary. It was kind of like, I mean, we were talking about naming of storms, but it was like Hurricane Jerry, really. It was a moment in time for us.
I apologise. I've ruined the culture. I just hope hell isn't that hot, because I burn real easy. I'm very light complected.
When you started it, though, could you have imagined that 25 years on, you'd still be doing it and that people would still be sort of desperate to find out more and see more?
Well, no. I mean, it was a side job because I was anchoring the news. That was my main job. So it was a side job, and I only signed for 6 weeks. But apparently there's been an extension.
And did you know it was going to get that crazy? Because there you are, being serious, anchoring the news.
Yeah.
Presumably they said, oh, we're going to, we're going to talk about issues that affect people. Did you know that you were going to be covered in blood and bucking broncos like we saw there? Yeah.
No, no idea about it. The only decision I ever made about the show was about 3 years in. I said, why don't we go young? In other words, go after that audience, and that would mean young people in the audience, young people on stage, young subject matter. Well, you know, young people are much more open about their lives, much crazier and wilder. So every once in a while, the show went crazy. Not every day, but every once in a while. Then Universal bought us and said, from now on, you can only do crazy. So I know every day when I go in, they're going to hand me something crazy. We're not allowed to do, like, warm, uplifting stories. It can't be on the show. They have to send it to another show. So I'm only allowed to do dysfunctional behavior.
Okay.
But it hasn't affected me at all.
Quite comfortable with that.
You've become the icon for dysfunctional behaviour around the globe now, Jerry. That's how it goes.
Yeah, that's it. Look, it is so much fun to do. And I'll tell you why. I can go out with, and let's say anyone in the world, we can have dinner, and I'll say, hey, what happened today? And you'll say, well, it was tough at the office today, but a funny thing happened at the water cooler, and you'll tell me your story, and we'll laugh. Okay. And then you'll say, Jerry, what was your day like? And I'll say, well, I had a guy who married his horse. So I'm always going to have the better story.
You do.
Why wouldn't you want my job?
Was there ever a moment when you thought, this is a little bit too crazy even with me? Are there some really ludicrous moments that you can tell us about?
Well, the man marrying his horse is pretty crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, the man marrying his horse was about it. But you'll be happy to know I came out against it. On these tough issues, I take a stand.
Yes, important.
But we did a follow-up show because the horse left him.
Okay,
yes.
the horse left.
I can't tell if you're joking or not, Jerry. That's the worrying thing, because of your show. It could...
And we keep running the show. Every time we have the Kentucky Derby, the big horse race every year. So every year around the Kentucky Derby, we run that show because I want horse lovers to watch our show.
And they will love it, of course. So you've got your horse, the guy that married the horse. Any others that stand out, though, Jerry?
It's tough to find. Well, it's all stupid. It's all crazy stuff.
Do you stay in touch with some of the guests that you have on? Do they come back in a few years and say, Jerry, do you know what, as crazy as it was, it really helped?
Well, sometimes I'm never allowed to know what the show's about.
Oh, really?
So, no, you see me carrying a card during the show, but all that has the names of the guests. And then I'm supposed to ask questions that you would ask sitting at home and then make jokes. But I'm never allowed to know the subject matter. Oh. And so, no, I don't get to know the dead guests or anything like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that must be.
If I knew what the show was about, I wouldn't come in.
That's the way they
The show's stupid. Why do I want to be there?
I mean, you are obviously a serious man with a serious head on your shoulders as well. We know you've been involved in politics. Are you equally as interested in another crazy show, which to us over here anyway, the build-up to the American elections? Yeah.
Actually, that's my real passion in life. I mean, my job is show business, but what I care about is the political area. And certainly the presidential race that is going on now in America, you must just look at it and say, what the heck?
That's extraordinary.
Within the Democratic Party, it's kind of traditional, and it looks like Hillary Clinton will be the candidate, and she'll be a
worthy candidate?
A worthy candidate. Well, you may like or dislike her issues, but you're not surprised that she's running for president. On the Republican side, with Donald Trump, a television reality star, and Ben Carson, a doctor, running for president, and they're leading in the polls, that makes people scratch their heads. But it's really a function of the fact that people are so turned off by politics right now that they're voting for anyone that is not a politician. And that is what is happening. It's almost like a protest against the political... Right, if you're anti-political, you have a shot. Now, I don't think he's going to wind up with the nomination.
Trump, this is.
Yeah, Trump is I don't think that's going to happen. But he's certainly making it interesting right now, and the party has to define itself when it chooses its candidate.
Well, look, we'd love if you can, in your round and about, we'd love to stay involved as the presidential election carries on.
I would love to.
Because you can maybe sort of clear it all up for us and give us your final thoughts on who's going to get it as well. It's lovely to see you, Joe. Thank you for coming in.
Nice seeing you. Thanks for having me again.
OK, lovely.